Is there a more hated person in the world right now than Greta Thunberg? Her outspoken views on climate change have divided social media. She began striking almost a year ago, alone outside Sweden's parliament. Now her campaign against climate change inaction has grown to include millions of angry and noisy kids from 170 countries. They're going on strike, skipping school, and calling out world leaders for ignoring imminent global extinction.
People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you!
In a scathing speech at the United Nations Summit on Monday, Greta fought back tears as she ripped into governments for failing to act on climate change.
You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words, and yet I'm one of the lucky ones. But the young people are starting to understand your betrayal. The eyes of all future generations are upon you. And if you choose to fail us, I say we will never forgive you.
Donald Trump took to Twitter to mock the 16-year-old, writing, "She looks like a very happy young girl looking forward to a bright and wonderful future." President Trump has long disputed the idea of climate change, so there were no surprises when Greta gave him this steely glare as he made a brief appearance at the summit. Greta and her millions of followers are as passionate as they are polarizing. Critics argue these kids are being used as mouthpieces by parents and lawyers to peddle their views. Politicians have also taken aim at the student protesters for prioritizing activism over education.
We don't support the idea of kids not going to school to participate in things that can be dealt with outside of school. Each day I send my kids to school, and I know other members' kids should also go to school. But we do not support our schools being turned into parliaments.
Prime Minister Scott Morrison warned against inciting needless climate anxiety in children following Greta's speech at the UN summit, saying we should just let kids be kids.
I don't want our children having anxieties about these issues. Young children growing up in Australia should feel great about Australia's future. I do.
In his UN address, he also accused climate activists of spreading false information about Australia's action on climate change. As a nation, we produce just 1.3% of the world's greenhouse gases, and we're punching above our weight when it comes to environmental sustainability. Still, many say we aren't doing enough. Protests have caused major traffic disruptions in many of our capital cities, gluing themselves to roads, blocking traffic, even suspending themselves from ropes. It seems everyone has a passionate opinion when it comes to climate change, and time will soon tell whether the human race is in fact facing a mass extinction. Conor Alforque, 7 News.